Number 5. So I have the 9 times in the front. I have to undo that first before logging. So divide by 9 on both sides. 3 to the r plus 2 equals something bad. I know it's bad. It's bad. I knew it was going to be bad. I almost want to leave at 44 ninths, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, now I'm going to log both sides and put the exponent in front. So r plus 2 log 3 equals log 4.8889 divided by log 3. Okay. Log of that thing divided by log 3, 1.4445 minus 2 from both sides, negative 0.5555. That's great. The most unsatisfying answer in the history of answers. Quick check before, did somebody else get this answer also that did it before me? Yes, okay. It's just so weird. I thought perhaps I was wrong, but I got a really weird answer in Math 1 yesterday and I was wrong. You know how like when you have a fraction buster and you have to multiply all the tops, like I didn't put the X on it. So it was like a whole number and then I don't even know. And there's like kids in the class and they're like, Mr. Mr. Mrs. Tab, but you didn't, and I'm just like, no, 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 no. Yeah, anyway, fun times. Anyway, okay. Number 7, 2 steps on these. First step is to decide if it's multiplication or division. This one is division. Okay, then we decide if it's guidance circle or cross out. This one is cross out. Excellent. 4x squared over 9 equals 36. Okay, multiply both sides by 9. Or you can cross multiply, put the 36 over 1 and cross multiply. It'll do the same thing. I don't know. What do you guys like to do there? Cross multiply or multiply both sides by 9? Cross multiply. 4x squared equals 324. Okay, so we got 2 answers. We have to check them both separately. Math log base 8 of 4 times 9 squared minus math log base 8 of 9 math log base 8 of 36. Oh, yay. Okay, now here's the question. Do I really need to check them both? Not really, because you're just gonna, cripes. You're just gonna, ah, I'm doing it anyway, and now I've just made it worse. I should have just not said anything. you're just going to square that -9 first and make it positive 81 anyway, which is what I was trying to say, but then it took me 75 years to type the parentheses in. Anyway, so 9 squared is 81, -9 squared is 81. So they both work. And I need to really focus on this real quick, just for 1 second, because a lot of kids are like, oh, it's a negative, it's not gonna work, and I just immediately don't check it. But the thing in this one is, the first thing that happens is it gets squared and becomes a positive. So unfortunately, you have to check that. That's all I want to say about that. Okay, I think we're done with the packet. We are done with the packet. So the packet can go away. Today we're going to work on exactly everything else we worked on this whole week, except for now we're going to add the stretch factor in. So we're going to solve for A. It's basically combining what we learned the last 3 days plus solving for A that we learned last semester. It's extremely easy, I think. Homework is 48, 49, 50, and 53. And my joke says, so in English, a double negative is bad, but in math, it's a positive. Which is true. Yeah. Okay. Right. Find the book. We actually have to use the book today. Weird. Number 40. It's just really long question. Kidding. What is the difference between the graphs of the function y equals x squared, x minus 3, x plus 1, and y equals 3x squared, x minus 3, x plus 1? Yeah, this one has an a value of 1, and this one has an a value of 3. Woo. Lengthy. 41. Why? Why is this my way? Melvin wrote the equation blah de blah at right. Okay, so let's look at this graph and make sure that Melvin's equation makes sense. I see a single root at -3, a single root at -1, and a double root at 2. Do you guys all see that? Okay, so I want you guys to write Melvin's equation down, but I want you to put an A in the front of the parentheses. So I'm going to write y equals A, x plus 3, x plus 1, x minus 2 squared. Let me show you what I wrote real quick. Y equals A, x plus 3, x plus 1, x minus 2 squared. Okay. And they're telling us that this graph goes through the point 1 comma 16. So if you could write that off to the side, please, 1 comma 16. And that is my X and my Y, and I'm going to solve for A. This is exactly like what we did first semester, where you had a parabola. It's just that now you've got parentheses, but it's no big deal. Okay, so 16 equals A. 1 plus 3, 1 plus 1, 1 minus 2 squared. 16 equals A. 4 times 2 times 1. Y equals 2. That's pretty much the whole lesson there. So you'd look at a graph, you write down the equation off the x-intercepts, put an A in the front, figure out a point, plug it in, solve for A. I do want to add though, factored form or standard form here? Factored form. Okay, what would you do? I'm not going to ask you to do this right now, but what would you do if I asked you for standard form? Boxes. Heck of boxes. Okay, and I would probably start with the x minus 2 squared, make a box out of that. And I might make a box out of these two and then like make a 9 box. Do you know what I mean by a 9 box? A 3 by 3 to multiply it all out. And then at the very end, I would distribute the two. But we're not doing that right now. Just throwing it out there. Now that you have more expertise with polynomial functions and their graphs, the Math America Carnival Company has hired your team to write the exact equation to represent its roller coaster track. The numbers along the x-axis are in hundreds of feet. At 250 feet from the starting point, the track will be 20 feet below ground. This information corresponds to the point 2.5, negative 0.2. Okay, can you guys write that like off to the side like we did on the last problem? So write 2.5, negative 0.2. That's going to be your x and your y. This is number 42. Okay. Now, why did it go away? Oh, it didn't. Okay, here we go. Okay, now, what is the equation for this graph? So I'm going to write y equals a on my paper. Okay, we start with the x-intercepts. What's this one here? You can't see my arrow apparently on the screen. Okay, what's the one that is to the most left? 0. Okay, what do we do when there's a cross at 0? Just put the x in front. Beautiful. Okay, now the next one over is 2, and I can tell that's a bounce. So there's a bounce at 2, so I'm going to write x minus 2 squared. And then there's a single at 3. Okay, so here's your 0, your double at 2, and your single at 3. Okay, what do I do? Plug it in. All right, you guys try to figure out A on your own or in your groups. I'm gonna do it up here also. This isn't bad, right? Okay, now, spoiler alert for next Friday. Next Friday, you have a quiz. There's two questions on it. The first question is one of these where you plot the points, figure out the A value, sketch it in. I think some are 4, some are 3, some are 5. We never went above 5. Um, okay, so the first question is one of these. The second question is one of these, where you have a equation or the graph, write it down, give you a point, solve for A. Yes, honey. Yeah, literally just two questions on it. And the first one is basically equation to sketch, and the second one is basically sketch to equation, I believe. So um, there's no triangles, no logs. It's a very, very quick, easy one. I think it took me 6 minutes to do 4 of them. So I was in the zone. I mean, anyway. Okay, 43. Some polynomials have a stretch factor, just like A and we know this. Okay. This is just too big. Okay, 43. So first thing I want you to do is just look at A for the moment. Actually, we're just going to do A only. Write the equation with the A in the front. So first step, write the equation with the A in the front in factored form. And definitely talk about it. Make sure that you guys think you have it right. speak. You might have to speak words to the people in your group. Okay, I think this is the answer. Let me know if I got it. Did I do okay? Okay. Now what I want you guys to do is find the giantly labeled coordinate on that picture. Do you see the giant? See, I would like to say I did that just to trick you. Well, I mean, I did. I just was wanted to make sure you were paying attention. Uh-huh. Is that two? Yeah, it is. Okay, anywho, what is the giantly labeled coordinate? Yeah, I better just have you guys tell me. Yeah, did I not do it? Oh, you mean this? Okay, excellent question. I love that you said that. Just put plain A there, and if you do the math correctly, it should come out to be a negative. You are correct. An excellent observation. And you should use that to your advantage when you do the quiz and so that you know that your answer is reasonable because it should come out negative. I really wish all of the lessons could be like this one. Okay, we have two more. There's 44. I want you guys to do this one in your groups, please. I'll try it. I'll see if I can get it right over here. I don't know. You know, I'm wily. Who knows? What'd you guys get for A? You don't know? Do you need help, Steve? Does anybody need help before I? Yes? Okay. All right. So write the polynomial equation for a function in the graph that bounces off the x-axis at -1. Okay. So that means it's a double. So you're going to write x plus 1 squared. And then crosses it, it's just a single. So x minus 4. Okay, so here's my question. Wait. This level of mental math, like this problem number 44. If the numbers are that side, 18 and 6, you got that, right? Okay, I made the keys. There's no number above 50. Like, there might be one that's like 50 divided by 10 or something. They all come out next. I promise you. It's not gonna be like that one with the roller coaster with the decimal, not even close. It's like this. This is the mental math level that you need to be able to do. And then the first one is just sketching. So I think, I think there might be an unprecedented number of stickers on the next quiz, which I'm gonna be excited about. You know, why not have 100% right in the first few weeks class, right? Okay. Everybody else good? I'm sorry, I should have clarified what prof meant. Because technically an inflection point does prof. So it should have said just, I don't even know what it should, anyway, should have just said like single root at 4. Other than that, we're good though with this. Okay, let's go back to Armando and then we're done. Armando comes up with the equation 3x plus 1 to the 4th, x minus 4 for problem 8-44. Does this equation fit with all of the given criteria? What happens with the 4th power? Actually, 4th power is still a bounce. Okay, so every even power is a bounce. So technically, he's just kind of being a smart aleck. He's just being like, I'm going to make Mrs. Talbot's life difficult and put a different one that still works. But we're just not going to do that because we don't want to do that to Mrs. Talbot. But anyway, so it still works. Um, yes, yeah, 1 second, just 1 sec. I just wanted to show you guys real quick, just in case anyone's nerdy like me. Um, I just got curious in the calculator and I did the cubed and the fifth just to make sure that Mrs. Talbot's not making up witchcraft over here. So the third power is the blue one and the fifth power is the red one. And they're almost exactly the same. They're just steeper. One's just steeper than the other. So still an inflection point with the fifth power. Okay, yes, now you may go. Everyone can work on your homework the rest of the period. My goodness, I wish they could all be like that.